Hello, everybody. This is episode 1, volume 1, which is backwards, but that's okay. Volume 1, episode 1 of Retiring the RP at WordPress.com, my blog. So, this is my very first introductory blog. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our channel, and then we're going to talk about what's going on, and we'll take it from there. You can find our page at Facebook. We've got a Facebook page, which is on that one. You'll see my big face in there. The lead-off picture is of Lake Tall, which is the only place that's got a lake on an island in the middle of a lake with a volcano. Beautiful territory, beautiful place. Philippines is a beautiful place. I've been here for 2.5 years with my wife and my family, and I enjoy it. There's some things we don't have here in the Philippines, and thank the Lord, one of them is snow. My name is David, and again, this is my blog, and it is Retiring the RP. RP not standing for Republican Party. Let's just talk about a few things on the front end here. Number one, no cursing, no foul language, and no making dirty comments about other people or their wives or their girlfriends. If you're going to do that, I will boot you and block you. I run a clean channel here. Most of the times we'll be talking about what's going on in the Philippines, but maybe sometimes I just want to talk about old TVs and old shows. I don't have a intro theme. What I thought would be cool, but I can't do it because it's copyrighted. But when you hear it, you can understand why, is the Ventures, and that's the theme to Hawaii 5-0. I always thought that would be a good way to bring in a blog. Big fan of Hawaii 5-0, seen a bunch of the episodes. One of my favorite villains is the guy who played, his name is Kai D. Real name Kenneth Dickerson. He is from New Jersey and not from the Philippines, from Anglo-Egypt, Sudan. And his real name is Kai D. Excellent actor. Could play the bad guy just perfectly. From what I understand, in real life, he's a nice guy. But anyway, maybe sometimes I'll be talking about stuff like that. But most of the stuff is going to be about the Philippines. I do live in the Philippines. Like I said, again, I've been here for 2.5 years. Planning on retiring here. My wife works full time. So we're kind of doing this on the cheap and guerrilla style until we can afford to get a GoPro and better camera and different things like this and that. So, we're working on trying to buy our own house. So, once we get a little bit better situated and we got the time, she works all night, we'd like to take you and show you around in the Philippines. We do have a Patreon channel if you would like to support this blog. By all means, you can do so that way. If you want to support it by getting the PayPal and paying it that way, you can do that too. So that's what we want to do, and that's what we're here for. We also have consulting business. So if you have questions about stuff or need something found out or need to know more, then you can always send us an email there. So anyway, the big news right now is, as of yesterday, which is the 10th, the Philippines has opened up to foreign tourists, foreign travelers. Things have changed a little bit as you go along, but you can pick up news along the way, and if we've got any information that we can share with you to help you out, we'll be glad to do that. I have some bloggers that I enjoy. Filipina P, who is from Dumaguete. And then there's Philly in the Philippines, who was living in Angeles City is talking about moving to Mindoro, and he's down there right now. I also enjoy Rike, who is from, what is that, Island Across the Sea or Life Across the Sea, Life Beyond the Sea. And then there's Bud Brown, and then there is Paul in the Philippines, Old Dog New Chicks, and those two also live on Negros Oriental in Dumaguete and in Valencia. Beautiful island, very nice. You know, two things you're going to find in the Philippines is lots of waterfalls and lots of beaches. But you're not going to find any snow. Thank you, it does not snow here. So that's another thing we're going to get into about the weather here. The different places you can go see. We're going to try to start making trips along the way and seeing different places. And we are also going to try to show you different things. One thing you're going to find out about the Philippines, and this is me plugging it right now, is that Philippines it's got a very good society. It's very friendly people, and it's not a lot of stress, and it's not a lot of trying to live in Brooklyn, New York type stuff. Very laid back. It kind of reminds me of where I grew up in the South. When I grew up, I was born in Texas. We moved around quite a bit when I was a kid because my father was career military. And then we finally settled down in Tennessee, in West Tennessee. I lived there for quite a while, and then I moved to Texas back in the early 2000s. Stayed there for 17 years, and then I moved over to the Philippines in 2019. We live in Cavite, large province on the southern end of Luzon. Very close to Manila, not too far away to drive. And here's the thing, I like smaller towns, fresh air, peace, and quiet. I don't like Manila. The only thing I like about Manila is getting to the airport, getting on the plane to leave, or when I take a plane back in, getting out of the airport and getting out of the city. It's just too big for me, way too big. And it's got the big city atmosphere and the big city vibes, and just not a place that I particularly care to be around. It's not anything to do with the people. Most of the people in Manila are really nice, as you find in a lot of the smaller cities in the Philippines. In some ways, it's not a very exciting place. There's plenty of beaches, but you're not going to be overrun by panhandlers like you are in the United States. You go someplace like Memphis or wherever you're at, you're going to have a lot of people running around here hollering that you need to buy them this or give them that, or they need money for this, that, and other. That doesn't happen here in the Philippines. I've only had I'm going to say probably in 3 years, I've only had 3 panhandlers or 4 panhandlers come up to me to get money. When you consider there's over 110 million people in the Philippines, it's a pretty good number. So, here's another thing too. You get a lot of people who flame the Philippines and want to say it's this and it's that and it's the other. They don't know. They've never been here. And I will say this too. If you decide that you do want to move to the Philippines, we have a consulting service. My wife, Mama Bell Irwin, yeah, she's got my last name. She is wanting to get back into her real estate career. So that if you're looking for a house or if you're looking for a condo or something, she's an excellent person to contact because, hey, period. Number one, if you're ever in the Philippines, you're going to get investigated. If you're an expat, like myself, and you're doing the visa thing, and right now I'm doing it every 2 months until we can get the 13 visa, which would make me an immigrant, excuse me, they're going to investigate you and check you out. So you're not going to be up to nothing. If you're going to come here and be stupid, don't come. Go somewhere else. Find another country and go there. Don't come to the Philippines. If you're going to act like an idiot, I don't want you around. I spend most of my time around Filipinos. I don't see a lot of expats. Don't spend a lot of time with them. I'm not knocking them. Most of the ones I have met are pretty nice people, but I spend more time around Filipinos. Like I said, you got to understand they've got a totally different culture here. And it's a good culture, in my opinion. So, yeah, absolutely. So, if you're going to come to the Philippines, act like you got some sense. There's a lot of misconceptions about things. Like, everything can be had for $1. Well, no, it can't. You know, some things are expensive here because it has to be shipped in. Some things are expensive here because, you know, they don't make a lot of shaving cream here. I have to get my shaving cream, and thank goodness my wife gets me the good stuff. The Nivea or however you want to pronounce it. She gets a good shaving cream, and she gets the razors, which cost more because not as many people buy them. They have to be shipped in. They don't make them here. I'll tell you what they do make here. They make some of the best fruits and vegetables that you can get. And you can go out and you can get mangoes and dragon fruit, mangosteen, rambutan, jackfruit. What is that stuff? Well, anyway, it's a kind of tangy stuff, kind of like a cross between a lemon and a lime, and that tastes good too. And the food is good here. And you know, there's plenty of fish because there's all kind of oceans around here. You know, over 7,000 islands that you can go visit, or you got around here. Like I said, you got the 3 big islands, Luzon and then Negros, and then down south, Mindanao. You know, and a lot of people accuse the Philippines of this, that, and the other. You don't need to pay attention to it. Yeah, you do have to watch what you're doing and watch your step and not get idiot and drunk and that's another thing. You can call in here and you're drunk. Don't waste my time. You're gonna call in here and mouth off to my old lady? Don't waste my time. All I want is, you know, if you want to know, I want to be able to have a good time talking to you, getting to meet you, getting to know you. That's fine. But if you get to acting like a moron and start talking trash and dirty, you're not going to do it to me. You're not going to do it to my wife. You're not going to do it to other guests. I want to run a safe and interesting community here on my blog where you can get information you'd like, meet people you'd like to know, learn more about the Philippines, Southeast Asia, something about the history, different things. Like I said, though, some days I'm just not going to feel like talking about a whole lot of stuff. Some days we just have rap sessions. Some days I'll just get on here and, you know, start talking about Hawaii Five-0 or Hogan's Heroes or Sanford and Son or Chico and the Man or the Three Stooges. Oh, and I'll tell you something else I've learned as I've gotten older. I like British comedies. Father Ted, Blackadder, Mr. Bean. Hello, Hello, and My Father's or Dad's Army and different stuff like that. I like Father Ted. It's hilarious. So I enjoy that. Maybe some days I'll just talk about that for a little bit, or just different shows that I like. Something to keep it entertaining. I'm going to try to put out at least a couple of videos a week, sometimes 3 or 4, depends. Maybe sometimes I got more stuff to talk about, and maybe sometimes I don't, but hey, won't always try to respond to you if you have questions. I want to try to respond to you if you make a comment. Like I said, if you don't keep the comments clean and you're insulting or improper, I'm not gonna blow smoke in your ear. I'm gonna boot you. I don't want to hear it. You're not gonna hear me get on here telling dirty jokes or making snotty remarks or sideways remarks about people. I'm not gonna sit here and preach to you. I'm a Christian, but I'm not gonna sit here and preach to you. Faith is a person's own decision, and how they serve God is their own decision. I can, but I'm not going to do that. I'll post some blogs or YouTube channels that I listen to on my thing, and then you'll have the option. If you like it, you can listen to it. Maybe if you want to make a comment in the right spot, we can maybe put that in there. I'm not an expert on everything. I'm big on history, big on politics. I like studying stuff and looking at stuff and learning stuff. So we can bring that up too. It just all depends on what you like, what you want to do. Maybe my channel will not be for you. Maybe you'll say, oh, boring, oh, no fun, no, you're not a professional, put everything together guy. And everything. I liked Rush Limbaugh. But he was on for 3 hours a day, 5 days a week for ages. I was watching him when he had his TV show on at night. Yes, he was entertaining. Yes, he was good. Yes, a very smart man. God rest his soul. But I couldn't get on there and do 3 hours of that. I'm just worried about what I'm going to do on this one to put in here. To just kind of let you know. So you'll have questions. Figure out what you want to know. We'll answer as best we can. So I'll have my boys in here sometimes to say hello so you can meet them. As a matter of fact, if I can get Mr. Shyboy to come here, and I don't think he will, he's probably hiding out there. He's my production assistant. He helps me get the stuff set up, helps me find what I need. He's a lot better at running this electronic jazz than I am. So, but I think, hey, man, come in there and say hello. I don't think he's going to do it. He's out there hiding. That's okay. He's a good kid. I'm very fortunate. He's a good kid. My youngest boy, Prince, is in here. Not around, but he's a good kid, too. So, maybe you get to introduce all of them, let you meet them. We also have another channel, which is called Urban Family in Philippines. Mama set it up. We'll start including that. Mama is an excellent cook. She is an excellent baker. She makes good bread. She makes good cakes. She makes delicious birthday cakes. And here's the thing. I've been here 2.5 years. I lost around 40 or 45 kilos, which is between 80 and 90 pounds. Actually, it's a little over 90. Quite a bit of weight. I don't have as big a belly as I did, and I don't have a double chin, or as they like to say here, chin X2, which is kind of cute. There's a lot of things you learn about the Philippines. They speak English, but it's Filipino English, and a lot of people speak English here. A lot of people speak English. So you can get out and go to smaller provinces, get further out in the country. Maybe they're not as good at it, but they'll try. And they're very friendly. people like to Mayan Hapon. Mayan Hapon, that's how they talk down in Negros. And it's, I can't remember which one. There's a bunch of dialects around here. They even have people, ladies that, people, not just ladies, but people that speak Spanish on Mindanao. And Mindanao, I want to get a chance to go down and visit. Big island, beautiful island. There's a province down there called Bukidnon. I have some friends of mine that live down in Mindanao that I've known from the States for years. Good people. And what was funny is they decided to move the same time I did, which was in August of 2019. Used to go to church with them. Really good people. But there's a lot of people in the Philippines that are just really good people. Really nice people. You're going to run into plenty of that. Really nice people. It's not what there's a lot of people that want to sit there and downgrade it. Oh, it's high crime. Well, it depends on where you're at. If you're in some of those parts of Manila and Cebu, the bigger cities, you're going to have a problem with crime. I think it's Mango Street in Cebu, and I don't remember what it's called in Manila. But I'm not going to. I didn't come here. I came here to get married. I met my wife. I came here to get married, and that's what I'm happy about doing. Guys, don't think that just because you're a foreigner, when you come here, you're going to be God's gift to women. A lot of these Filipino ladies are not interested in foreigners. But the good thing is they're not going to be cruel to you. They're not going to do like a lot of women from other countries and tell you they're going to, no, they're not going to goof around with you. Filipino women, I have found, are some of the best women that, if you're going to have a relationship, do it. And try it here. Now, let me give you this. Let me go ahead and get into this right quick. If you think you want to move to the Philippines because you're retired or whatever, what I would suggest you do before you even try to get a place to buy, and you can buy a condo if you want to, or your wife can have the land in her name in the house. That's what you want to do. What I would suggest before you even think about buying a place or getting a place, because I do have the SRRV, Special Retirement Visa, for people who want to do that and go that way, and we can talk about visas at another time. But if you want to think about moving here to the Philippines, come and rent a place and stay in a place, either maybe in one island, or you can actually bounce around and go island hopping and live here, I would say 6 months. And then that way, you're not in vacation mode. You're actually in living regular lifestyle mode because you're here. You're not going to be running out and eating out all the time or anything like that. So you get a better idea of what it's like. The Philippines is not like other countries. They have their own pace of doing things, their own way of doing things. And you'll get used to it, and then you'll figure out whether or not it'll fit you. You'll fit that, or it'll fit your lifestyle. So, that's something to consider. And that's what I would recommend to anybody. Take some time, 3 months to 6 months, to just come here. You're retired, right? It's not a very expensive place to live. Some things are more expensive, like electricity is more expensive. And foreign foods are definitely more expensive. You have to get them imported in, yeah, they're going to be more expensive. But if you can learn to live like the locals and eat the fresh fruits and the fresh vegetables, and they have a lot of fish. They have a lot of chicken here too. Chicken, which is called manok, Because my mama makes Texas style manuk, which is delicious. You know, then you can learn to try the lechon, which is barbecue, is pork cooked on a spit, which is good. And there's a lot of different things. Yeah, you've never tried milkfish. Milkfish is good. A lot of different things. One of my favorite things is rambutan and mangosteen. Really weird looking small vegetables. Are not very large, but they've got a good flavor and good fruits. Dragon fruit is good. Jackfruit is good. If you're a diabetic, you'll lose weight. And unfortunately, if you drink, alcohol is a lot cheaper here than it is in the U.S. Unless, of course, you're getting imported stuff. But alcohol is fairly cheap here. Not one of my favorite things, though. So anyway, I've kind of touched base on a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of everything. Just trying to make it a general get to know and see how everything is going. And then this is what we're going to do. And I'll put the subject on the thing, and it'll be posted on YouTube shortly. Look forward to you getting a chance to listen to the blogs, staying informed. If you have questions, anything we can answer, boom, try to help you out. If you want to come here on a vacation, like I said, my mama Belle, she's my wife. She has real estate qualifications to help you find a good spot. We also do consulting, which is not free, on vacation. So if you need somebody to help you plan a vacation, we can do it. She's real good about finding good spots to live, and good spots to vacation. And if you kind of tell us what you're looking for, then it makes it a lot easier. And we can take the time to help us set it up and find a good spot. Here's the thing. We're always here. We know we're not going anywhere unless we move to another part of the islands. But right now we're in a good spot here in the northern part, which is Luzon, the big island, south of Manila. So you got that. If you want a city, that's Manila or Cebu. And if you want something that's a lot more laid back and more countrified, so to speak, tons of places to stay. Tons of places to stay. Come on in. I want you to meet somebody. This is my oldest boy right here. He's my technical assistant. This is Manny. And he helps me out. And he's fixing to help me out and shut off. Hey, again, this is David, Retire in the RP, which stands for Republic of the Philippines, at WordPress.com. You can also find our contact information there. If you like the channel, if you think you're going to enjoy it, if you want to support it, we have a Patreon page that is set up there. You can do that too. We're going to try to also put together some rap sessions just for living daylights, so you can come in. And like I said, you know the basic rules. We're not going to be getting dirty on there or filthy on there. We're just going to be having a good time. I want y'all to have a good time. I want you to enjoy it. You enjoy it, come back. Please like and subscribe. And if you find something interesting that somebody could know, you can share it too, okay? Well, thank y'all very much. It was good to meet you. Look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Good night. Have a God bless. And let the Hawaii 5 intro do the outplay. Do it in your head, okay? Thanks.